fight has lived up to expectations.
Good. Finds the cup.
He's walking it, he's looking, he's begging, and it worked.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it? That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Catching up on any NFL game is easier than ever before.
Looking to the end zone for the win!
Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
It's their time. A night to remember.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it?
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Corner knockdown. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
We welcome you to Fight Night in Philadelphia, and it is a great night of boxing ahead as we build toward a huge doubleheader featuring Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Philly's own Jaron Boots Ennis.
Following Philadelphia's biggest fight in 50 years, comes another epic night of championship boxing.
And they've stopped it in the corner.
2 pound-for-pound stars, 2 world champions,
Sonny Edwards goes down.
Jaron Boots Ennis and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. 2 kings. November 9th, live on DAZN.
And we welcome you back inside Wells Fargo Center, the site where Matchroom was just 4 months ago. Here in the city of brotherly love, we get set for another event featuring Jaron Boots Ennis. It is the 2 Kings as we welcome you ringside here in Philadelphia, along with the WBC featherweight champ Sky Nicholson. I'm Justin Shackle. We welcome you to Before the Bell. We're going to have 3 fights for you on Before the Bell, all leading into the main card on DAZN at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Sky, I think the one thing that really jumps out about this entire event, there are loads of talent up and down this card.
Yeah, the talent's from top to bottom. This whole card, I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a great night of fights.
Yeah, Austin Amble Williams is going to start off the main card. You have Khalil Cohen action, Raymond Ford making his debut at featherweight, and then the 2 big-time matches here tonight. Jesse Bam Rodriguez defends his WBC Super Flyweight title against Pedro Guevara, and then it's Jaron Ennis back in action in his hometown. And the arena in which we saw 14,000 plus show out for a card that you were on, by the way, as he takes on Karen Chukhadzhian for the IBF welterweight title. That's a rematch. It's a mandatory, 2 mandatories at the top, but the talent, well, it doesn't lie, and it is littered throughout the main card tonight. And also on Before the Bell, we have 2 Boots Promotion fighters making up 3 of the matches here on Before the Bell as we take a look at the bout sheet. Starting with our 3 fights on Before the Bell, it is going to kick off with Dennis Thompson Jr., a Boots Promotions disciple. He'll be taking on Edgar Ortiz. Thompson made his debut in July on the Ennis Avenesian undercard. And then it's going to be the pro debut of Zaquin Moses. We've heard a lot about the 3-time amateur national champ. Younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson will make his pro debut against Michael Ruiz, coming over from the Jersey Shore to take on the 19-year-old Moses. And then it's back to another Boots Promotions fighter in the prospect, Ish Muhammad. Nicknamed the Chef, he's going to try and cook it up against Nelson Morales, 6 rounds at welterweight. And that will be our main event here on Before the Bell. And like we mentioned, the main card beginning at 7 Eastern here in Philadelphia. Let's go back to July. You had 14,000 plus in this building for Jaron Ennis, but you were on the card. What stood out in your first fight trip to Philly?
It's good to be back. I feel like I never left. It wasn't that long ago, really. But it's nice to be here and watching from a different point of view this time. Yeah, I loved fighting here. The atmosphere was incredible. It was my first world title defense, so it was a special one for me. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for the night. And I'm excited for the Philly fans because we've got some serious talent on display tonight for the fans.
Now, a lot's happened between your fight with Diana Vargas in this ring and then this moment right here. You're over in Saudi Arabia. What was that experience like, and being able to come out victorious over Raven Chapman?
I absolutely loved it. I loved the whole Riyadh season experience. They do everything extra. Everything's big. Yeah, I had a great fight week, a great build up into the fight. It was good for me to be in a real fight against a very good opponent in Raven Chapman. And no, I soaked it all up and enjoyed the whole experience. And now I get to enjoy some downtime.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the home of the Philadelphia 76ers, the Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. We are live on DAZN for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. We begin tonight with a 4-round super bantamweight contest, making his ring walk at this time, Edgar Torito Ortiz Jr.
29-year-old Edgar Ortiz Jr. is the first fighter to enter the arena tonight. He's 8-5-2 with 4 KOs as a pro, and we saw Ortiz on a matchroom card last December on the Bam Sonny Edwards undercard near Ortiz's hometown of Phoenix, Arizona. He was stopped in the second round against Joe McGrail after a series of shots to the liver. But if we learned anything about Ortiz in that fight, it is that he is a game opponent coming to fight, and that's what he plans on giving the younger Dennis Thompson Jr. in this match a grown man's fight. Ortiz, 10 years older than Thompson. So can he give the young pup a lesson to open up before the bell here in Philadelphia?
And now entering the arena, the undefeated young prospect, the Quiet Storm, Dennis Thompson.
Now this is Philly native Dennis Thompson Jr. He is 2-0 with a knockout coming in his last fight in September. And like all young pros, Thompson says he's excited to get back in the ring. He wants to have as many matches as possible as he's in his first calendar year as a pro. And in his debut on the Ennis Avenisian undercard, he pitched a shutout over Fernando Valdez in a fight that was all gas. Breaks. And Thompson said that most of the time that's his style, but also he promised he can box and move and show some more control if he needs to. This is a young kid who just turned 19. He has a full-time job at the airport on top of this demanding training schedule put forth by the Ennis family. In 3 pro fights, he will now have 2 in the largest arena in his hometown. So he's nicknamed Quiet Storm, but he is out to start the show with a whole lot of noise this evening.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. We are live on DAZN for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. It's all being brought to you tonight by Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Stagefront, Everlast, El Mexicano, Apu.com, Riyadh Season, and Drip. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Rudy Battle. The executive director is Ed Kunkel. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this first contest from ringside. From Pennsylvania, Bernard Bruni. From New York, Max DeLuca. And from Pennsylvania, Dewey De La Rosa. At the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Eric Daly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears black with red trim. He's scaled 121 1/4 pounds. Professional record, 8 wins, 5 defeats, 2 draws with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Phoenix, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Edgar Torito Ortiz Jr. Ortiz Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he wears brown, white, and pink. He scaled 121 3/4 pounds. His young professional record thus far perfect. 2 fights, 2 victories, with one of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of right here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome the Quiet Storm, Dennis Thompson.
Okay, gentlemen, you already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, and obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both.
About to get going here on our first fight of the night in before the bell, leading up to the main card on DAZN at 7 Eastern. Here it is, Edgar Ortiz Jr. and Quiet Storm Dennis Thompson Jr. in the white and purple trunks, Ortiz in the black with the red trim. Along with Sky Nicholson, I'm Justin Shackle, and we are underway. And right off the bat, Thompson staying busy with the hands, especially that jab. Thompson was in this arena back in July, and he was able to pitch a shutout against Fernando Valdez as he connects there against Ortiz. but it was non-stop action. And this is the type of fighter that Thompson says he can be.
I like the way he's really establishing the jab in this opening round. Not rushing his work, finding his range.
I have to imagine everything's a lot slower around him second time around, and in his third fight as a pro, as he's staying busy here. You're making your pro debut a couple of months ago in a huge NBA arena here in your hometown. That's part of your first pro fight week. The jitters had to be flowing, but here, anything is flowing right now from the left and the right side by Dennis Thompson Jr., dictating a great pace in the opening round. Then you made your pro debut in San Diego, very far away from home. Imagine making your pro debut in your hometown.
I know, incredible. I absolutely loved fighting in San Diego, though. It was a very cool experience. And like, people dream to fight in America, so to do it on debut was pretty cool, very special.
Now, in the fighter meetings, Thompson told us that he wanted to concentrate on the body more. We didn't see that too much in his debut fight, but also have more pop with the jab, and that is exactly what we are seeing in the opening round.
I'm seeing some great body work as well.
Ortiz has 10 years on Dennis Thompson, 29 years of age. He's been a pro for just under 9.5 years. But there have been some lengthy layoffs in his activity. This is ending an 11-month layoff for Edgar Ortiz Jr. He said the reason for the layoffs is just tough finding time for himself as he continues to eat powerful right hands from Dennis Thompson here in the opening round.
I like what he's doing. He just needs to watch what's coming up a little bit.
Ortiz fighting off with a two-punch combo moments ago, but Dennis Thompson Jr. coming forward with a whole lot of noise in round number one. Take a look at some of the action from round number one. Thompson very busy out of the gate. There's that jab like you mentioned, Scott.
I like it.
Sometimes doubling it up and then working the body just like he explained to us. This is a busy night for the Bozy Dungeon. Dennis Thompson Jr., one of the fighters on Boots Promotions, along with Ish Muhammad, who we'll see in a couple of fights, and obviously Jaron Ennis in the main event. Start of round number two between Thompson and Ortiz. Thompson just 19 years of age, trying to record a second straight stoppage.
There you go, let's move, get in. Let's pressure now, let's go. Face, get in. Come on, man, let's go. There you go.
Thompson, he looks pretty tall. He's 5'7". He has 3 inches on Edgar Ortiz, and Ortiz said that the key for him getting inside on a taller opponent like Dennis Thompson, his head movement is crucial here, but we're not seeing too much of it. But he likes to stay as low as possible. Having a tough time cracking through against Thompson Jr. so far.
Yeah, I think Thompson's really controlling the distance well. He's using his reach and his height as an advantage. And really just having all his own way here.
3 consecutive two-punch combos from Dennis Thompson Jr. You know, one thing around the fight hotel and throughout the week, we noticed with this group of Ennis fighters is how humble, how tight-knit they are. They go everywhere in packs, led by Jaron. Even in fighter interviews, Jaron's right there with these kids, not just in the gym, but the entire fight week experience. And Dennis Thompson Jr. giving Ortiz an experience that he will not forget here in the second round.
I love that, you know. Boxing is such a lonely sport, a very individual sport. So to have such a role model like Boots, but also have that team around them, I think it's so important. Lovely body shot.
A hard right hand downstairs by Dennis Thompson Jr.
You can see how red his body's getting from those body shots as well.
Right behind the left guard of Ortiz,
that one hurt him.
Dennis Thompson Jr. finding a home upstairs and down. Good check left hand as they exchange punches together. And another chin turner from Thompson.
This is nice work from Thompson. Ortiz is fighting back though. You got to give him his due. He's tough.
He showed a lot of toughness against Joe McGrail. He took 4 shots to the liver last year in Glendale, and the referee in that fight finally had to stop it. But he got up from 3 liver shots before the fight was stopped. And those were some tough and powerful thuds to the liver from McGrail in that fight. Thompson dictating the direction. The referee looking very close in the final seconds of this one. Will he step in? And he does! Dennis Thompson with a torture of a performance here in Philadelphia. He stops Edgar Ortiz for a second straight TKO. Thompson Jr. beating the bell before the bell. He improves to 3-0 with a terrific performance to open up our card tonight. All smiles for the 19-year-old.
It must have been about 1 second before the bell. I love it.
When you talk to these fighters led by Bozy Ennis and the Ennis family, they are humble, they are down to earth. We're going to see Ish Muhammad later on in the show, but both he and Dennis Thompson, they have full-time jobs. This kid works at Philly International Airport. He fuels the airplanes overnight, works full 8-hour shifts, gets home, a few hours sleep, then goes to the gym to train. And he does it all over again, and it's pretty much wash, rinse, repeat. That's his life. And the payoff is right here in the ring in his city's biggest arena. Right away, the live. All right. Wow. So Thompson improving to 3-0, 2 KOs. What'd you like most about Dennis Thompson's performance?
I liked that he didn't rush his work. I feel like he was patient. He's a young fighter. You can get excited in there, but he stayed really smart, very composed, and he picked his shots well. I loved the way he moved between the head and the body shots, and the way he established his jab in that first round to make sure he was in control of the distance. Thought it was a very polished performance, especially for someone so young.
Yeah, that jab completely dictated the pace right from the outset of this fight. And we are moments away from making this official. So our first fight of the night, a second round TKO for Dennis Thompson Jr. And let's go into the ring with David Diamante to make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Eric Daly calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 59 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner by TKO. He's still undefeated. The Quiet Storm, Dennis Thompson.
Inside the ring with Dennis Thompson Jr. improving to 3-0. You make quick work of your opponent, and you were talking about how important the jab had to be from the start of this fight. How would you assess your performance straight from the beginning of this match?
From the beginning, I feel like the jab was real useful because he's a shorter guy. Make sure that I'm keeping my distance, keeping him on the outside of my punches so that therefore he can feel all the power from my punches.
At what point did you know that you had a clean route to the body as well? Because that was something that you talked about you wanted to work on here.
Right. When I seen some of his other fights, I seen he was lacking the core strength. So we're going to stay down to the body, break him down, wear him out, and get it over with.
This is your third pro fight. It's your second in your hometown's largest arena here. And you have the local crowd coming out for you. The first fight on this card. How much slower were things for you this week compared to Ennis in July?
I feel like I was way more calm this fight. I wasn't as nervous. I was able to put my shots together. I wanted to work on more speed and letting the combinations off more.
A hard worker. I mean, you hold a full-time job at the airport along with working in the Bozy dungeon. You back to fueling the airplanes at Philly International on Monday?
Yeah, we back at it on Monday. Right back into the routine, right back to fighting and all that.
Dennis Thompson Jr. victorious here. Dennis, congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're taking a look at some of the highlights from these opening bout and some of the work that Dennis Thompson Jr. put in near the end of round number 2 with just seconds to spare. Eric Dolly, the referee, putting a stop to this one as Dennis Thompson Jr. gets the second round TKO over Edgar Ortiz Jr. As we welcome you back ringside here on Before the Bell. We're now joined by Richardson Hitchens, who is getting his world title shot in less than a month now. Richardson, welcome to Philadelphia. And how's training camp going for you?
Training camp been going great. One of the best I've been feeling, especially just mentally excited for a life-changing opportunity. And yes, I'm just ready to go ahead and go grab this world title.
What's different about this training camp when you know, I mean, the surreal part of it is that you have this shot that you've been hunting for your entire life. Now it's here, so what's different about the focus?
It's really about just everything that I've grown to learn and know about the sport, just putting it all in one and just going out there to keep my composure and just put everything all together in one night and put on for a spectacular performance, show that I am who I say I am.
All right, you're going to be meeting up with Liam Paro in Puerto Rico. I hear you're going to be meeting up with Liam Paro, though, tonight here inside this arena. Are you doing any type of face-off?
Oh, we already did the face-off earlier. Yeah.
All right, what was that like?
I mean, we just got to feel each other energy out. You know, he's basically just saying, I guess his game plan sounds like he's relying on a 10-pound rehydration clause to, you know, wear me down, and eventually he could bring a fast pace and break me down. But like I try to tell him, I won't be the same guy that he's seen with Gustavo Lemos this past April. I'll be at the top of my A game, and the skills and everything that I know I can do will come into fruition come December 7th.
Now, coming off a victory over Gustavo Lemos in April over in Las Vegas, you get your title shot in less than a month time now. Did you ever envision that it was going to be in Puerto Rico?
Nah, never envisioned it was going to be in Puerto Rico. Maybe Vegas or even Australia, going over there. But, I mean, Matthew had plans already in Puerto Rico, I heard, so it doesn't really matter. It's just that I'm grateful to be getting this opportunity. Eddie did his job with me. He gave me the opportunities to get here. From day one, I told him I was going to be the top guy, and this is one of the opportunities to prove that, like I said, I am who I say I am.
That's coming up on December the 7th in San Juan. Richardson Hitchens and Liam Paro Fargo going at it for the IBF world title at 140 pounds. Hot division. We saw what happened last night in Norfolk. I mean, some of the big names right there as well. How are you assessing what's going on at 140 pounds these days?
A lot been going on at 140 pounds. You know, we've been seeing upsets with like Ryo and Pitbull. My fight coming up is going to be a big fight. The 140 division is hot, and I think there's a lot of big fights to be made. I think that and a lot of the big fights will be even more bigger with my name and my face in the picture. I think a lot of guys will be excited to watch Richardson Hitchens versus the Teofimos and the Ryos and all of them other guys, the Liam Parrows. These are all big fights, so I'm just happy for my face to be a part of the mix.
Now, does that stare down, that meetup with Liam Parrow today, does that bring back anything for you when you return to training camp tomorrow?
No, it really doesn't bring anything back for me. I've been around the sport for a long time. I've seen plenty different type of guys. It's all, at the end of the day, you got to get in there, you got to touch the gloves. When you go back to your corner, you kiss your corner, and you go out there to war, you figure everything out right there. You can have your game plan and everything dialed in. It's all about timing and being smart, and that's one thing that I know. When I get in the ring, I know how to make adjustments and know how to just maneuver in that ring. So hopefully he's ready. I know I'll be ready, and it's going to be a great night of boxing.
Your training camp, the majority of it's been in New York City?
I trained fully, most of the training camp in New York. We didn't take it anywhere else. Most of my big fights I've trained in New York. Always been focused, always stood hungry. I believe, I don't really believe too much in going away too much. If you can fight, you can fight. And I feel like a guy with boots Ennis, he stayed in Philly throughout his whole career, and he's been at the top of his game. So like I said, it really doesn't matter. We're ready. I'm ready for this fight like I've been ready for all my other fights.
Hitchens Parrow coming up a little over a month from today in San Juan, Puerto Rico for the IBF 140-pound crown. We're going to talk more with Richardson. He's also going to be staying on for our second bout of Before the Bell. Coming up next week, though, it is back to Riyadh. It is Latin night in Saudi Arabia for Zoto Ramirez and Chris Billum-Smith. Take a look. Back here ringside at Wells Fargo Center. That's coming up next weekend over in Riyadh. It is Before the Bell here in Philadelphia as we count down to the main broadcast beginning on DAZN at 7 p.m. Eastern. Jaron Boots Ennis in the main event, of course, here in his hometown of Philadelphia. And he will be taking on Karen Chukhadzhian for the IBF welterweight title. Justin Shackle, Richardson Hitchens with you. I tell you what, the crowd's turning out pretty nicely, very early for some of these Philly fighters coming in here for Before the Bell.
Now, yeah, I'm noticing it. It's definitely, Jaron Ennis definitely got the city of Philly. Philly needed something like this, a young boxer, exciting, young, and hungry, and ready to put on for his city. Boots always been exciting since the amateurs, so I think this would be another great night of boxing.
You ever work with Boots?
Yeah, me and Boots sparred before. We fought twice before in the amateurs. We familiar. I know I'm great friends with his dad, Bozy Ennis. So yeah, I already know what they bring to the game, what they bring to the sport of boxing, and it's been great just coming up with guys like that.
I'll tell you what, something that just popped into my head is you talk about working with Bozy, facing him as an amateur, and you take a look at this card. There's so much talent from the Northeast in the U.S. You talk about New York, you talk about Philadelphia, this entire tri-state area. I mean, you have Raymond Ford on the show, Khalil Coe as well. What makes this Northeast crew different from some of the other areas in the U.S.?
I just feel like it's a lot of talent. The talent rub off each other. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in the gym, you're seeing guys like me, you're seeing guys like Shakur, Raymond Ford, Boots. A lot of fighters kind of can watch and see, okay, they put their talent to the test, they skills to the test, and they be like, okay, this is what I want, my finish, what I want to be like when I'm a finishing product. You know what I'm saying? So I think they just have like a blueprint to go off when they see top guys and other talents coming from this area.
We're going to continue with our second bout here on Before the Bell, and that includes another East Coast talent in the Northeast. Zaquin Moses, moments away from making his pro debut, the younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson, about to jump in the ring with Michael Ruiz. So without further ado, let's go inside the ring with our introductions and David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, we are set to go with our next contest of the evening. It's a special super featherweight attraction. Now entering the arena, please welcome the double Rican, Michael Ruiz.
Said it's better late than never, and he is from the Jersey Shore, but he regularly comes to the Philly area and South Jersey for regular work in sparring. He believes he'll end this trip back to the Jersey Shore with what could be one of the biggest upsets of the night.
And now set to make his first ring walk as a professional, please welcome from Newark, New Jersey, Zaquin Moses.
Say hello to 19-year-old Zaquin Moses, three-time amateur national champ. Like we said, the younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson, regular sparring partner of Shakur and Raymond Ford, so he has had championship-level training for years now. And when he was deciding if it was the right time to turn pro, Moses said he wanted to feel 110% right about his choice. He said he feels ready to take over, and for the sport to see a new face that could be one of the best. Moses was asked how fast he thought everything would be feeling on this night, including this very moment when he stepped into the ring after his first pro ring walk. He said it shouldn't feel fast unless he makes it feel fast, and he thinks that he is going to be like every other fight where he'll come in and showcase his skills.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Stagefront, Everlast, El Mexicano, Apu.com, Riyadh Season, and Drip. Introducing your three judges scoring this contest from ringside. From Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. From New Jersey, Anthony Lundy. And from New York, Robin Taylor. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Sean Clark. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the black and white with the Puerto Rican flag trunks. He's scaled 129 1/2 pounds. This 5-fight veteran hails from Lacey Township, New Jersey. Please welcome the double Rican, Michael Ruiz. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears black and silver. He also scaled at already 129 1/2 pounds. Tonight, he makes his much anticipated professional debut, fighting out of Brick City, Newark, New Jersey, USA. Here is Zaquin Moses.
Zaquin Moses and his grandfather and head trainer, Wally Moses, in the corner.
All right, fellas, y'all had your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Touch them up.
Second fight here on Before the Bell as we count down to Ennis, Chukhadzhian, and Bam and Guevara. Live on DAZN. Main card starting at 7 Eastern. Right now it is the pro debut of 19-year-old Zaquin Moses against Michael Ruiz. This one's scheduled for 4 rounds at 130 pounds. Ruiz coming out whiffing in the opening seconds as Moses, and 19 years old, looks like the bigger fighter despite giving an inch to Ruiz height-wise. And Richardson Hitchens joining us here as well on commentating. And you know Zaquin Moses rather well, right?
Yeah, I know Zay. I sparred plenty of rounds with Zay. Great young fighter. I always knew he was going to be a great young talent.
What stood out to you when you're right in his face sparring with him?
He reminds me just of Shakur. He has the same fundamental, same talent, everything. He's just like Shakur. He's definitely special.
You know, as he snaps the head back of Ruiz with that jab, whenever Shakur over the last couple of years was asked who's the guy, the young fighter to watch in the sport, he mentioned his cousin. And we're about to see why exactly. We saw it in the amateur level. He really popped on to the scene on the amateur level when he beat Kermel Moten, but this is a 3-time amateur national champ.
Right. Yeah, when he beat Kermel Moten, that was big because they don't have a lot of experience like that, but like I said, he's a special talent, and I think that this is the beginning of something special.
Well, that punch rocking Ruiz moments ago.
Good shot.
And maybe Moses is getting a little bit more comfortable here in his pro debut.
He's taking his time, and I like that. Being very patient. Good body shot.
And when you're making your pro debut, so many things could speed up on you, and it doesn't look like that's the case with Moses as he clocks Ruiz with a left hook, and then goes to the body with a 2-punch combo.
The skills is definitely on display. I love his composure, and I love just his eyes right now.
Moses finding a home for that jab, originally from Newark, see it on his waistband. But he, along with several members of his family, moving to Houston, Texas, along with Shakur a couple of years ago. He finished out high school last year in Houston. And his older cousin is ringside, looking on as well.
Pretty sure he's proud right now. He's taking his time, he's picking his shots, just like a real pro. I do think if he adds some more feints, he'll be able to set up a lot more bigger shots.
Keep that filed away as we move along here in this 4-round contest. Well, this is a methodical first round as a pro for Zaquin Moses.
I love it. I love when I see young guys. They're young and coming up, and they're very patient. I think that yesterday with the Abdullah Mason fight, if he would have been a little bit more patient, I think that he would have never gave room for error. But Zay is doing his thing right now, and he should break him down. I think maybe by the 3rd round, he should get this guy out of there.
There is the older cousin of Zaquin Moses, Shakur Stevenson. Well traveled this weekend. He was in Norfolk last night. He's here in Philadelphia.
Shakur loves boxing.
Oh, yeah. Of course, one of the newest Matchroom signees. As we take a look at some action from the opening round of this one, snapping the head back with that jab. You know, there's a fine difference, Richardson, between maybe looking hesitant and being completely in control. And you can just tell that it is the latter with Zaquin Moses. Complete control, fully composed in the opening round.
Yep, paint his picture just like a Picasso. There you go. Good shot.
Good body counter from Zaquin Moses. Michael Ruiz, again, 32 years of age. Made his pro debut last May. Began at 0-2. Earned his first win in his 3rd pro fight. He's trying to ruin Moses' pro debut. He skimmed the top of Ruiz's head with that left hand.
Well, that was a good shot. He was hurt by that shot.
Yeah, putting in the body work. And now Ruiz maybe moving around a bit.
Moses got to keep going to the body because this guy obviously is coming out like he don't want to stand in front of him. So you got to make him stand in front of you.
Still finding a home for that jab.
Good catch and shoot.
And Ruiz with a right hand to the body.
One thing that Zay does very good, he's always in position to counter.
Yeah, Moses said the big part that gets him excited about being a pro for the first time, he said it was the 8-ounce gloves. he couldn't wait to punch on somebody and see how it feels.
Yeah, we all get excited about the 8-ounce gloves till we get punched.
And he's doing a good job of avoiding that. Through the first round and change, another left hand pushing back Ruiz.
Good defense.
A stiff jab to the body from Zaquin Moses. Covering up there from that two-punch combo and then unleashing a nice combo himself.
Always in position to punch.
Counter left hand to the body. Moses connecting at will with that jab. And Ruiz walks in right to a left hand and a beautiful combo from Zaquin Moses.
Special young talent.
You know, when you're sparring the likes of Shakur Stevenson and Raymond Ford on the regular, I'm sure things will slow down. As he continues to apply the pressure.
It's gonna be a lovely counter shot or a body shot to get this guy out of here.
Could it be inevitable as round 2 wraps up? Another very impressive round for the young pro.
Very impressive. His opponent looks like he's in a good mood though, so I think Zay got to inflict a little bit more damage.
Taking a look at some second round action as Moses sizing up Ruiz and just finding a home for that jab. But the defense, it was there as well.
Yeah, Ruiz was looking to punch in between, but Zay hand was in position, which was very fundamentally sound.
Landing that right hand right behind the guard of Ruiz. Again, this one's scheduled for 4. We start round number 3. And Zaquin Moses impressing in his pro debut. We'll see if he steps on the gas here in the second to last round.
Good shots.
Oh, Ruiz with a counter right.
Ruiz still game.
Yeah, Moses, she stepped into that one. Got to be careful. Ruiz said that when things are going right for him in the ring, his footwork is really on point. The minimal sequences of that, a good turnout. And there, a 3-punch counter.
There you go.
Moses pressing here in round number 3. Trying not to give Ruiz any room to breathe.
Staying in his face, staying in position for every opportunity.
There's a counter left as Ruiz walked right into it. It was a good trap set by Zaquin Moses. I know we were talking about it earlier, but the composure is different with this 19-year-old.
No, yeah. Even if you don't get the knockout here today, which I do believe he still get, he'll definitely be stopping a lot of points because he picks his shots and he's very accurate and patient with his shots. Good body shot.
Coming in with the right hand. And Moses, it's just a matter of the right shot. Seemingly feels like it's inevitable with the type of performance that Moses is putting on thus far.
Yeah.
Well, will he have enough time? Well, the 4 rounds work against him.
I do want to see Zay go back to his jab, though. That's going to freeze the guy. Good jab to the body. Good shot.
There's the big left hand. Rocking Ruiz back. And a jab followed by the left hand. Big-time electricity from Zaquin Moses at the end of round 3. And Shakur Stevenson ringside, all smiles watching his young cousin get his licks in here in his pro debut.
That's his prodigy. That's his product. I watch Shakur groom this guy in the gym every day, and you can see what's going on right now. He's definitely becoming a finishing product. Good sharp shots.
Moses just doing a really good job crowding Ruiz, shrinking the space.
Yeah, this kid is bad.
When was the last time you sparred him?
Last time I sparred Zay was right before I was supposed to beat up on Montana Love that camp. He was actually my main sparring partner for that.
Oh, wow.
Fight.
4th and final round of our second fight here on Before the Bell. It's been all Zaquin Moses so far. Can Ruiz go the distance here in this 4-round match? Shown his toughness. So the jab, there's the counter left. I was about to say, the jab's not coming as frequent. You feel like he's maybe sizing up for the power shot for the kill?
I think he's just going for broke right now. He feels like it's the last round and he want to get this guy out of here. You can hear Shakur and him telling him step on the gas, so that's what he's going to be looking to do.
He has Ruiz against the ropes here.
Guys like Ruiz, you either need to catch him with a big shot or beat him to submission till they corner stop it or something.
Again with a nice jab, followed by the left hand to the body. That jab launched at almost the perfect distance from most of this fight. Oh. And there's the big left hand. That sends Ruiz back. And now Moses going to work. Moses wants the stoppage. Will he get it? Ruiz fighting back. Zaquin Moses.
There you go.
Now with about a minute to go. Can Moses close the show? You gotta give Ruiz credit. He's absorbing a lot of punches here.
He's breaking
standing tall.
If Zay had more rounds, he would have definitely been able to get him out of there. But let's see. We got a few more seconds left.
Those 30 seconds left could feel like an eternity for Michael Ruiz.
You know what they say, he who runs lives to fight another day, and that's what Ruiz is looking to do right now. He's looking to get up out of there.
Well, Zaquin Moses checking off a lot of boxes in his pro debut. Staying methodical, showing precision punching, and dictating the entire pace of this fight, end to end, wire to wire. Zaquin Moses with a fantastic performance to open up his pro career. Completely unfazed by the pro experience. And the 19-year-old they call Zabab starts off his career on a high note. And we'll await the official decision, the scorecards, likely a clean sweep. As you see Michael Ruiz right there. And that was really impressive from what we saw from the younger cousin of Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, Zay looked very impressive today for his pro debut. And I'm glad he was able to get them rounds in and get comfortable as a professional. And he looked comfortable too, especially as he was going through the rounds.
Here we take a look at some of the action from this 4-round fight. And this was action from the last round. The accuracy was certainly there. I mean, the number of jabs were there, but like you said, he was going for it.
No, yeah, he was going for it. He was always in position to land the power shots, the counter punches. Look at it, precision punching, always composed, listening to his corner, listening to his cousin Shakur, and he was able to get the rounds in. He didn't get the knockout. I'm pretty sure he wanted it, but definitely a great pro debut. I love what I see.
Zaquin Moses has had a big smile throughout this fight week, around the Fight Week Hotel, around the events like the press conferences and the media day events, the weigh-in show yesterday. He's had terrific guidance throughout his amateur days, and now he starts off his pro career with an impressive performance at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. And we are about to get this one official in our second fight here on Before the Bell. One more to go before the main card begins a little less than 1 hour from now, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the main card as we count down to Boots and Bam here in Philadelphia. Let's make it official now inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds here in Philadelphia, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this bout identically, 40-36, for your winner by unanimous decision, Zaquin Moses.
Zaquin Moses making his pro debut and doing it in style here in Philadelphia. I tell you what, Richardson, Hitchens, and I calling your fight. Right when you walked out, we could tell the moment wasn't speeding up on you. What did you take from this entire experience?
It was just a learning experience. This was my first fight, so it was new to me. The 8 ounces was new to me. The no headgear was new to me. I never fought with no headgear before, so I don't know. I like it. I like it better than amateurs.
You told us in the Fight Week meeting that you couldn't wait to put on 8-ounce gloves and figure out how they felt. Your overall expectations and your review of 8-ounce gloves here.
Yeah. With 8 ounces, I could feel they face more. I start feeling I don't know. It's new to me. I don't know. I'm just happy to be the fight on DAZN. I don't want to thank nobody but God, because without God, none of this would be possible. And I'm just happy, man. I'm thankful for the moment.
How'd you feel about your jab?
I got a great jab. I'm learning from the best. So I see him in the gym every day. I'm watching him work every day. I'm just learning from him, and I appreciate him.
You got a big family affair, obviously, with the group around you. Your grandfather, obviously, your older cousin Shakur. You also have Raymond Ford there every step of the way for you this fight week on his own fight. What has all this meant to you being part of this week, but also the people around you involved?
It meant a lot to me. You only can have one pro debut, and I'm happy that I got my mom here, I got my aunt here. My second mom, she's somewhere in the audience, but I appreciate everybody that came out. I'm just happy. And y'all gonna keep seeing great performances from me.
3-time national amateur champion. I'm sure you're going to be making headway early on here as a pro. Zaquin, congratulations, impressive performance, and thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Zaquin Moses, everybody. So Zaquin Moses pitching a shutout in his pro debut. Very impressive with that unanimous decision win over Michael Ruiz. As we continue to roll here on Before the Bell, Justin Shackle, joined by the older cousin of Zaquin Moses. It's Shakur Stevenson as we get set to roll for a big night here in Philadelphia. What'd you think of your younger cousin, man?
I thought it was a perfect pro debut on the perfect opponent. He was durable, trying to survive, and he got to show his skills, and now he move on from that.
Most impressive part?
I like his jab. I think his jab was good. Body shots was perfect. He did a lot of good things.
The body work, how much of that is a result of you and him in your living room wars as a kid in Newark? He told me a lot about them.
Yeah, a lot of it is from me and him sparring and getting each other better, and I appreciate him more than he even knows.
He's got a big smile on his face throughout this week. Is he always this happy?
Actually, I know it's his pro debut, so he kind of was excited, had butterflies, but I think he handled everything well.
All right, let's talk about you now, and thank you for joining us because you're going to be calling the action for our third and final fight here on Before the Bell. But first off, obviously signed with Matchroom near the end of the summer, and surgery prevented and stalled your debut here. How you feeling? How you holding up?
I'm actually getting better. My hand is getting better. I'm ready. I'm focused mentally, and I can't wait for February.
100%? Close to 100%?
We should be 100% by December.
Okay. What's going to be the one thing in the gym that'll tell you that your hand is all good?
When I get to punch somebody, when I get to put my hands on somebody.
That's simple.
Yeah, it's going to let me know like where my hand is at. So.
All right, you mentioned February. There are rumors abound about you and William Zepeda, obviously. Anything moving closer to being concrete?
From what I know, yeah, I think it should be done by February. I think that Zepeda agreed. I think he don't really got nowhere else to go. I think it's me and him, and hopefully he's not scared.
In Saudi?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe so, yeah.
Okay, so that is one of the big rumors, obviously, that we've heard this week, and close to crystallizing as well into the early parts of 2025. That, of course, whenever it happens, if it happens, it will come here on DAZN. Plenty of great nights ahead as DAZN has quickly become one of the hot spots for boxing today, not just here in the U.S., but around the world.
Hey, listen up. Let's have it. We know you've always got your eye on the prize, the championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine, capable of consuming over 150 fights on DAZN every year.
We've gone big. We've gone global.
Chanting through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. Where are you? With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt. Champ, DAZN, undisputed.
Latinos, somos creadores de momentos, momentos compartidos. Somos tan auténticos como los sabores que nos han unido por generaciones. Somos tradición, como la marca El Mexicano, que ofrece una gran variedad de productos de calidad y frescura, con sabor auténtico, para unirnos y vivir momentos de alegría. Somos familia, porque no hay nada más importante. Somos El Mexicano.
We're sponsored by El Mexicano brand products, bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. Before the Bell rolls on here in Philadelphia, as we keep it going with Before the Bell, along with champ Shakur Stevenson, I'm Justin Shackle. Big night ahead here in Philly. Main card, of course, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern here at Wells Fargo Center. I was talking with Richardson Hitchens about this card up and down, talking about the Northeast talent. Obviously, you have the talent in New York and the talent here in Philadelphia, and it extends beyond this card. But where do you feel like the Northeast talent is in the sport today?
I think we the best of the best. I think this is where the slickest and the sharpest fighters come from, the Northeast, and tonight is going to prove to be an example of that.
Is there a pride factor there?
Pride? Nah, ain't no pride in there. I mean, I know. Like, I've been around all these guys coming up in the amateurs. I know that boxing is in great hands, and now you get to see us take over the world.
So you have Austin Amble Williams making his return to start off the main card. You also have Khalil Coe in a pretty tough fight against Manuel Gallegos. And then it's Raymond Ford. I know you know a whole lot about Raymond, making his featherweight debut at 130 pounds. Is he the guy down in Houston now with you? Is he the guy that you get the most work in against?
We ain't really get too much to spar this camp because of my hand, but yeah, you know, me and Sav always working. Sav is a beast. I think that tonight is going to be a great example of how much of a beast he really is. The card from top to bottom, I think, is an amazing card. Khalil Coe, he got amazing punching power. I sparred with him one time, man. I know, like, he really could punch, so, yeah.
So Khalil Coe, one of the big names to watch at light heavyweight. I think this match for Khalil is going to tell us a lot about him and where he really stacks up at 175 pounds, because he has certainly looked the part. He's living the life, and now he needs to get a big win over an opponent like Gallegos. And then we get into the two top cards here, Jesse Bam Rodriguez and Jaron Boots Ennis. You know, we're billing it, it's Boots and Bam. If you didn't know any better, you could say, like, hey, is Boots going up against Bam? Obviously, that's not the case. They both have mandatory title defenses here. When you take a look at Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man, what stands out?
That's another guy. Like, I done been around him since the amateur, too. And I used to be in the gym with him, man. I remember sparring him. I remember that every time that I seen him spar, I always thought he was a special fighter. And now it just proves to me that he's a special fighter, special talent. And then alongside Boots Ennis, it's just two amazing talents to have on one card. And I think that Philly is going to be in for a treat.
You don't get it often. It's not too often you get arguably two top 15 pound for pound fighters on the same card, but that's what we have here for you tonight. And we also have one of the top pound for pound fighters ringside for us as we get set to call the final bout here on Before the Bell. So Shakur, thanks for joining us. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, well, yeah, it doesn't start until you're ready. So Shakur's ready. We're going to throw it into the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Wells Fargo Center, we're now set for a 6-round welterweight contest. Entering the arena at this time, babyface Nelly Morales.
Nicknamed Mr. Short Notice. He's 5-18, but he literally comes to fight. This is going to be Morales' third match in the last 4 weeks and his 8th year in 2024. He's originally from the Dominican Republic, now lives in nearby Scranton, Pennsylvania. I'm sure he must have another fight lined up right after this one. But Morales does not need reminding here that he will be staying present in this very moment in Philly as he gets ready to take on Ish the Chef Muhammad. Well, Morales coming in at 5-18 with 2 KOs. Been a pro for just over 5 months. And he does have the height advantage over Ish Muhammad. And he is 10 years older than Ish Muhammad. This will be a good test for a young pup in the Chef, who we are about to see make his 6th professional ring walk and the 2nd here in his hometown arena at Wells Fargo Center. Crowd starting to fill in very nicely here in Philadelphia. I know, Shakur, you were here in July for Ennis Avanesian.
Yeah.
That fight, what'd you take away from that arena and that whole atmosphere?
I thought it was amazing atmosphere. I thought Boots looked great. He put on a superstar performance. And I expect the same thing tonight.
Jaron Boots Ennis, Karen Chukhadzhian, the main event here in Boots' 2nd show at Wells Fargo Center in a 4-month span. And 14,000 plus came out for that show back on July 13th. Largest Philly boxing crowd since 1978. Benny Briscoe and Marvin Hagler. And it was Ennis Avanesian in July. Boots picked up the stoppage there. He's going to try and do the same here tonight. A lot of people say he needs to force the issue with the potential welterweight unifications. Force the issue with an impressive stoppage over Chukhadzhian tonight in this rematch.
It's kind of hard to stop somebody that's moving a lot. So I can see that happening though. This Boots, he a special talent. He can do anything he put his mind to. But it's still hard getting in the ring with somebody that is not really trying to engage.
I'm glad you mentioned that. How do you go about that? What's the first step?
You try to bait him into, me personally, I think you try to bait him into coming to you. I think that should be the game plan. Try to get him to do something that he's really not used to doing and then make him fall asleep. And once he falls asleep is where you try to attack.
So Boots and Chukhadzhian in the main event. Obviously you have Bam and Guevara in the co-feature. Both stars making their mandatory title defenses. Boots with his IBF welterweight strap and Bam Rodriguez with the WBC Super Flyweight Championship. And we are moments away from the ring walk for Ish Muhammad. Our final bout, our 3rd and final bout here on Before the Bell. And that will conclude our preliminary bouts, and then it's the main card. We'll give you the rundown really quick before Ish makes his ring walk. Again, 7 p.m. Eastern here on DAZN. It begins with the return of Austin Ammo Williams against Gian Garrido. 8 rounds at 160 pounds. Khalil Coe, like we were discussing, in a tough battle in 10 rounds against Manuel Gallegos for Khalil's US WBC light heavyweight title. You think that's 4 titles on the line in the main card. 2 world titles, 2 regional belts, including Raymond Ford, like we mentioned, taking on Orlando Gonzalez. Raymond Ford automatically in the discussion as one of the top 130-pounders as he makes his super featherweight debut here tonight. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Pedro Guevara for the super flyweight strap, and then Jaron Ennis and Karen Chukhadzhian for the welterweight title. You know, we're going to talk about Raymond Ford only because he's obviously close to you in a training sense, a friendship sense, but also in weight divisions. Jumping up to 130, I mean, are you automatically putting him in right at the top of the division with some of the other top names?
For sure. Like I said, Raymond Ford got tremendous skills. The skill set that he got put him at that level, and I think he's ready for anybody at 130 pounds.
Saw him capture the featherweight championship back in March in Verona, New York, over Holmatov. Still a fight of the year candidate, and it felt like it's been way longer than
I think he
March.
had 2 of them though. I think he had with Nick Ball. I thought that was a fight of the year candidate too. I think Raymond Ford is an exciting fighter.
I think one of the best things about Raymond Ford is his ability to adjust.
Yes, I think that's his best attribute too. Through the rounds, he get better and he realized take away what the other guys doing best. And I think with the Nick ball, he kind of waited a little too late to adjust to it. But now, I think now he knows, like, I need to adjust just a little bit earlier.
So the hunt for a title in a second weight class begins tonight for Raymond Ford as he makes his 130-pound debut. We're awaiting the ring walk for Ish Muhammad. And until that happens, let's focus in on some MMA action here on DAZN.
When the lights shine bright and you've made the lonely walk, the roar of the crowd fades, the cage door locks. It's just you and them, face to face.
Fight!
But DAZN is always in your corner. Setting the stage for greatness. Elite MMA on DAZN.
DAZN is the global home of women's football, bringing you the best live games with the biggest stars, battling it out in the biggest competitions.
Cue the chaos! First blood in the title decider! Would you believe it?
Witness every season-defining moment.
Written in the stars!
Live and on demand, only on DAZN.
Back inside Wells Fargo Center as we continue along on Before the Bell along with Shakur Stevenson. I'm Justin Shackle. We are ringside here on Before the Bell. Now, Nelson Morales is already in the ring. We are awaiting the ring walk of Ish Muhammad. We've been told there could be an issue with a hand wrap, so we're waiting for the ring walk with Ish Muhammad. And Ish Muhammad, a Boots Promotions fighter, a prospect here under Boots' tutelage, the Ennis family as well. One thing that stands out to me, watching now for 2 shows and how the Ennis family conducts business, the young prospects, they stay close to the hip to Jaron, and vice versa. Jaron stays close to the hip with them, showing them the way. It's not just Jaron, it's the entire Ennis family. They do a terrific job nurturing these young fighters, not just in the ring, but outside the ring. I mean, these kids have full-time jobs. They're holding down a full-time boxing schedule as well. What type of values do you feel like the Ennis family brings, and how does it kind of mesh to what your grandfather has instilled in you guys?
Yeah, I think they some of the best in the business. They got a great system. Their team is doing real good at what they're doing. So I think if it's working, keep doing what you're doing. And I think that them guys are going to learn from Boots in this. It's definitely the kind of just like my grandfather's system. And, you know, you got to learn from the OGs and the guys that's been ahead of you and been here before. So I appreciate them guys.
They got the wisdom.
Yeah, they know
it. They have the wisdom.
They don't know it all, but they know a lot.
They certainly do, and I mean, your grandfather was in the corner there with your younger cousin, and I was talking with Zay earlier in the week leading up to his fight, just kind of going through what it took to kind of move down to Texas and settle in there. What is it like now living there where the full focus is just living the life of a boxing champion?
I think it keeps our head on straight. I think moments like this keep our head on straight. I think that we get to come watch other superstars, and you know, he got to go out there and display his talent. Honestly, I think that when we get back, we're gonna go to the drawing board and work on little things. Like I seen him get hit today, and we're gonna figure out why he got hit, and then go from there and try to help him out.
Who else you have in the gym? I mean, there's you and Raymond, obviously. You have Zay, and who else is coming up?
My little brother Shakir, he's an amateur right now. Right now, that's really it for us. Like, we focus on like that 4 right there, and we're gonna keep elevating together.
All right. Shakur Stevenson joining us here on Before the Bell. Now, just to keep you updated on what's going on, Nelson Morales has left the ring. And again, we were told that there could be a hand wrap issue with his opponent, Ish Muhammad. So we're trying to stay on top of everything as we go along here. But Nelson Morales has left the ring after making his ring walk. I wonder if he gets a second ring walk. We'll have to wait and see there. But our third match right now, still to come on Before the Bell here in Philadelphia. And then you have the main card coming up in about a half hour from now on DAZN. And Ammo Williams will start it off here against John Garrido, a native of Flushing, Queens. And we last saw Ammo in Saudi Arabia on the 5 versus 5 card. What do you make of that concept, 5 versus 5? Because I know Matchroom has talked so much about it. Does the team aspect kind of excite you a little bit?
Yeah, I think that, honestly, I think, like with Eddie and with the guys he got in the U.S. now, I know he haven't won one of them fights yet. So I think he should be ready to make them fights now. I think that he got the right tools behind him, and I don't think we're going to let him down.
So a lot of talk about 5 versus 5s in the near future. We'll see if they come to fruition. We hope they do. There's something about that team aspect in an individual sport. It kind of throws a wrench in things, but it's fun.
And make it fun, yeah.
Yeah, it's organized chaos. We like it a lot. So we know that your name's kind of been floated around in potential 5 versus 5 matchups. We are going to continue to roll along here on Before the Bell. We'll take a quick break. Here is what's coming up and what you can expect with all that's happening here in combat sports on DAZN. There you see the view outside Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia as we are continuing Before the Bell and counting down toward the main card here inside Wells Fargo Center ahead of Ennis and Chukhadzhian. Also, Bam Rodriguez putting his WBC Super Flyweight title on the line against Pedro Guevara. Those are the top 2 matches on a stacked card here in Philadelphia, and we are ringside once again. Shakur Stevenson taking a break as we await the third and final fight here on Before the Bell. Justin Shackle with you, along with Amari Jones.
Yes, sir.
Who has terrific neckwear going on here ringside. Amari, welcome. Welcome to Philly. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And, I mean, have you come down from that high of Paris Olympics?
A little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just glad to be back home with my family after a tough 3 or 4 years just traveling back and forth from the 2024 Olympic Games.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about your story, so this is a chance to fill in some of the viewers on your journey and really what lies ahead for you following the Olympics. Any immediate plans here?
Yes, so leading up to the Olympics, you know, I went through the grueling Olympic process and, you know, back and forth to different cities and countries. And, you know, I made my way and punched my ticket to the Olympic Games. And now I'm just waiting for my opportunity, seeing what's next, weighing all options. And, you know, I'll make my decision probably in the early next year or so.
Beautiful. So we could expect you back in the ring, though, early next year?
Soon, yes,
okay,
sir.
soon. Spoken like a professional right there. Amari Jones joining us here, and you're going to stay on to call some of the action here.
Okay, for sure.
Here, you're making your comp debut before your pro debut.
Let's do it.
It's very impressive. Fighters are in the ring. We're going to get going here with our third and final bout of the night. Now, a 4-rounder between Ish Muhammad and Nelson Morales. Let's go inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Wells Fargo Center here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by BetOnline, Stagefront, Everlast, El Mexicano, Apu.com, Riyadh Season, and Drip. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside. From Maryland, Dave Braslow. From Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. And from Pennsylvania, Dewey LaRosa. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Ricky Gonzalez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the red, white, and blue, the colors of the Dominican Republic. This 23-fight veteran originally hails de República Dominicana, but now lives, fights, and trains out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Please welcome babyface Nelly Morales. And his opponent across the ring wearing the pink, white, and brown. He also scaled already 145 3/4 pounds. His professional record thus far perfect, 5 fights, 5 victories, with 3 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Uptown, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here is the chef, Ismail Mohammed.
Gentlemen, you received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Well, you may have picked up that crowd noise if you get an idea of who they are pulling for tonight. That's the hometown kid, Ish the Chef Muhammad, who is in the white and purple trunks, and Nelson Morales, the 32-year-old Dominican native. He is in the red, white, and blue Dominican trunks. As we start this off, again, a delay originally supposed to be for 6 rounds. It's now scheduled for 4 rounds. And along with Omari Jones, I'm Justin Shackle. We are concluding before the bell with this fight ahead of Boots and Bam tonight in Philadelphia.
Yes. Muhammad is off to a fast start.
Muhammad was in this ring in July. Earned a 6-round unanimous decision against Frank Brown on the Ennis Avenesian undercard. Suffered a first-round knockdown after he ate a right cross and seemingly a headbutt from Brown as well, but came back and was able to do a terrific job, stayed composed.
Morales comes to fight.
Yeah, Morales, like we talked about in his ring walk, this is his 3rd match in the last 4 weeks.
Wow.
Come on, might as well say, half fight will travel for Nelson Morales. This is his 8th fight of 2024.
Wow.
So, Morales fought 12 times in 2023. He does have 1 win in those 12 fights, but that entire 12-fight period only dates back to July of last year. Just stays busy. Ish Muhammad unloading a bit here with a minute to go in round number 1. When he was talking about his last fight here in July, as Morales is the one coming forward, and Ish is going to try and step out of the corner. Muhammad said that he felt the fight started faster than he originally thought it would. And he said that the knockdown was more of a shock and a flash knockdown. Also said definitely a headbutt, but he said from there he regained his composure, slowed everything down with the help of his corner, and he was able to stay smart using the jab.
That's what he's doing right now.
He's able to pick apart Frank Brown as the rounds moved along. Final 10 seconds. And a good combo that caught the attention of Morales. When you shake it off and say, yeah, it didn't hurt, chances are it probably did.
Right.
Let's take a look at some of the action from round number 1. As Ish Muhammad fighting a little bit on the back foot, but that's by design. Right, Omari?
Yes. Letting his shots go off the box and off the movement. He did great at using the jab and maneuvering the shots.
Here you see his head trainer, Ennis. A long night ahead for him. Already one win in the bank with Dennis Thompson Jr. kicking off our Before the Bell coverage. And now he has the chef, 22 years of age. He resides in nearby Germantown. Here in the Germantown section of Philly. As we begin round number 2. We were talking about the full-time jobs that these Boots promotion prospects they hold, and Dennis Thompson working at Philly International Airport. Ish Muhammad is a restaurant owner.
Wow.
He owns his own place at 22 years of age. Here in Philadelphia, he's been cooking since he was about 5 years old in his father's restaurant. And that's how he has the nickname the chef.
Businessman / boxer.
That's right. And they've cornered the market on their specialty. He was talking about cheesesteak egg rolls. So we were the first ones to do the egg rolls in cheesesteak form, or other way around there. Cheesesteaks in egg roll forms, and a lot of the cities caught on. But he was the first. And he's being first in this fight here against Nelson Morales. Nelly Morales' corner urging him to don't hesitate and let the hands go. What do you like so far that you're seeing from Ish Muhammad, Omar?
I like Muhammad shot selections. He's doing a very good job putting those shots together and keeping the movement, confusing his opponent. And great jab. With orthodox and southpaw, he's doing a great job at going the right way, checking off the hook just like that, and continuing moving to his right side.
And Morales walking into a left hand moments ago. And now Morales a little more active here in the second round, heeding the advice from his corner. Again, this fight was originally scheduled for 6. The delay trims it down to 4. Ish Muhammad looking to move to 6-0. And Morales using that jab to front up the left hand that follows. Didn't really land with accuracy. But again, Muhammad fighting on the back foot here in round number 2. And Ish said fighting on the back foot is kind of more about adapting to what the opponent's presenting to him as he lays out a quality presentation here in the closing seconds of round number 2. Here's some of the action from the second round. And the timing from Muhammad looking pretty sharp, but Morales did have his moments in that second round. Omari, what do you like about the pro game that gets you excited?
Well, it's just a lot of action-packed, you know. A lot of fans want to see the excitement, so the fighters come out and do what they're supposed to do, and we see a lot of knockdowns and a lot of action. So that's what Ish Muhammad is definitely doing in this fight.
Ish Muhammad trying to impress in his second straight fight here at Wells Fargo Center, the biggest arena in his hometown. Start of round 3 in this 4-round contest at welterweight.
And he's off to another fast start. Looking for another dominant round.
Morales trying to use that fencing type jab to set up the right hand, and Ish Muhammad had an answer in that sequence.
Sharp eyes from Muhammad. A little talking from Morales, huh?
This is the second straight opponent that is getting pretty chippy in the ring with Ish Muhammad. And Muhammad, he responded nicely against Frank Brown. We'll see if he can do the same here against Morales. And more accuracy building as we move along in this fight for Ish Muhammad.
Nice shot selection from him.
And Morales coming in with effective punches, but they're landing in single shots. You hear Muhammad uttering, "Be smart, boy." Morales coming up empty.
Muhammad boxing well on that back foot again.
No, Morales' corner is saying that he can't work off the back foot. I think we're seeing quite the opposite.
Right.
There's a sharp left counter that comes in from Ish Muhammad.
Stop. I know. That's where it gets nasty at. Let's get this shit up. Back to your jab. Stop at the bell.
Get set for our fourth and final round between Muhammad and Morales. As we wind down here on Before the Bell, the main card coming up 7 p.m. Eastern here at Wells Fargo Center as this arena continues to fill up in anticipation of Jaron Boots Ennis going up against Karen Chukhadzhian for the IBF welterweight strap.
Good defense from Muhammad.
Good exchange from the two fighters, punctuated by that left hand by Ish Muhammad. Rolls out of the way of that punch from Morales. Ish Muhammad has put together quality combos, maybe not as consistently as he would have hoped for, but he's doing a lot of things right on the back foot, and that's the thing that stands out the most so far in this fight.
Definitely did great at boxing and putting his combinations together. I would like to see him sit down a little more, and just like he did with that hook earlier in this round, and getting back to the jab. Good combos again.
You know, Amari, when you're watching young prospects who had decorated amateur careers just start off the pro game, what are some pieces that you're taking away and kind of filing in your back pocket?
Yeah, I still see Muhammad's pace is still there as an amateur. He's still letting his hands go, and that's something I would take with me, because I know in the pro game it's about sitting down, but you know, a lot of fighters like to fight at a slower pace.
Olympic bronze medalist Amari Jones joining us ringside for this fight. Final round in this 4-round scheduled affair as Ish Muhammad has emerged as the fighter with the better combos in this fight. Again, 4 rounds. There's not a whole lot of time to take your foot off the gas, and you really can't afford to lose rounds, and Muhammad's making sure that he doesn't.
Good defense from Muhammad.
Less than 45 seconds to go here in the 4th and final round. Muhammad trying to stir something up in these final 30 seconds and leave his mark on Morales.
Good shot,
Stop. I got you. Stop. I got you. Let him go. Let him go. Listen, I want to take a point. That's him. I'm good.
Ricky Gonzalez has had a lot of work as the 3rd man in this ring, and a big right hand connecting from Ish Muhammad. Backing up Morales.
Great way to finish.
Quality combo to close out this 4th rounder. Ish Muhammad and Nelson Morales. And Muhammad seemingly doing enough for a potential unanimous decision. We'll see what the judges feel. This was a quality performance from the fighter that they call the chef. Another Boots Ennis disciple, the 22-year-old Ish Muhammad. You see Nelson Morales in his corner. Again, Morales with his 3rd fight in the last 4 weeks. You have to give it up for a fighter staying that active, constantly going into the ring and putting it all on the line. As we take a look at some of the action from the last round, the defense, Amari, it stood out on the part of Ish Muhammad throughout. The shoulder rolls have been there the entire way through.
Caught a lot of shots as well, sharp with his eyes.
There you see Ish. I'm sure he's assessing his performance in real time with Ennis. We are moments away from making his performance official with the judges' scorecards about ready to be read. Nelson Morales is ready for the decision as well. As we count down to boots and bam here at Wells Fargo Center. Muhammad came into this fight at 5-0 at 3 KOs. He's trying to go 2 for 2 in performances here at Wells Fargo Center, his hometown arena. And we might be seconds away from getting his hand raised yet again.
I definitely felt like he had to pick the pace up after he found out it was 4 rounds. He did a great job with that.
He had to speed it up. Didn't get his ring walk.
Yeah.
And then the urgency kicking in with a 6-rounder turned into a 4-rounder. All right, we are ready to make this one official. We'll go back inside the ring with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds here at the Wells Fargo Center, we go to the judges' score totals for a decision. After 4 rounds, we have a unanimous decision. All 3 judges scored it 40-36. For your winner, Ismail the Chef Muhammad.
Ismail the Chef Muhammad motoring through Nelson Morales to close out before the bell. He improves to 6-0 with a unanimous decision in his hometown arena. So Ish Muhammad gets his hand raised. 3 matches in the books. And Boots Promotions, 2 for 2 so far. Will they be 3 for 3 as we count down toward Jaron Boots Ennis' main event coming up later tonight in this arena against Karen Chukhadzhian? Well, we are moments away from finding out. Main card beginning in moments on DAZN for our entire Matchroom and DAZN crew here. Ringside for Amari Jones, for Shakur Stevenson, Richardson Hitchens, Sky Nicholson. I'm Justin Shackle. Enjoy Boots and Bam here in Philly.
The moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show.
So aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this. Still the undisputed champion of the world.
Fight night, only on DAZN.